Hello everyone. Today I'm going to attempt a world record. My goal is to do the most recorded handle switch aerials in a row, and my number to hit is 100. The reason I'm going for 100 handle switch aerials is because today, this is my 100th video. Quick note, this is actually my 101st video. My 100th video was a face reveal, and I announced that I made a Discord server, getting together a meetup in person, which you can join. It's all linked in the description, but don't worry, I'll remind you about it at the end of this video. And as to why this video became my 101st instead, I'll explain that later, but let's get back into it. Now, I tried to see if anybody else has already kind of attempted this, and I couldn't find anything. That doesn't mean much. Maybe somebody has gotten more than 100 in a row of these just on their own, and they've also maybe have recorded it and uploaded it somewhere, but it's hard to find those types of things. So if you see somebody do more, leave a comment, or if you beat 100, I'd love to see a video. Let us know in the comments so we can all see it and support you. Now, completing 100 aerials in a row is no small task, so let's get into it. Attempt 1, here we go. All right, hopefully it doesn't take me too many takes to get to 100. Okay, feeling good on this first attempt. This challenge shouldn't be too difficult. Forgot to count. Take 2. After that rough start, take 2 went really well. At this point in time, I'm just trying to stay calm and stay focused. As you can see from the sped up video, I'm pretty consistent with my throws here. All the way up until aerial 74, which I threw weird, it caused the Bally to wobble in the air, and I missed the catch. After that solid second attempt, I struggled over the next couple of dozen takes as I tried to balance focusing on the aerials and keeping track of the number. I know it sounds silly, but I'm really not good at doing multiple things at once. Even just trying to count to 100 was making it more difficult for me to consistently throw and catch the aerials. The last thing I wanted to do was to fail my goal of 100 aerials because I messed up counting. Ironically enough, I definitely messed up a bunch in the beginning because I was too worried about that very thing. In the beginning, my attempts varied greatly how many I got. Some were pretty low. A few didn't even make it past my warm-up behind the 8 ball. And some got pretty close, like take 29. $64. After getting to 64, it felt like 100 would be just around the corner, and I really wanted to get it that day. But the next 9 tries weren't any better. I had already done more attempts that day than I planned to, and I figured for an endurance challenge like this, taking a break would do me better than pushing through. Then on take 39, this happened. Yeah, 5 aerials. It was about time for a break. Take 40. Last one for today. It's never enjoyable ending on a low note, and I was really hoping to be able to get to 100 on this last try. But the only thing even remotely notable about this attempt was this recovery after a bad throw. But it didn't mean much as I dropped it a few seconds later. And while day 1 didn't see my goal met, it wasn't a failure. I had locked in my methods, and I was excited to try again tomorrow. It's the first attempt for day 2. I'm feeling fresh and ready to lock in. I had finalized my plan for tracking the count. I was going to count to 50, then start again. I chose this method for 3 reasons. First, I'm more used to counting to numbers below 50. It's less to think about. Second, it helps me stay calm. I found that the higher I counted, the more my nerves increased. As the count gets higher, so do the stakes of messing up. Resetting the count at 50 helped me not to worry as much. Third, it's a lot easier to get to 50 than 100. Every time I counted to 50, then started again, I thought to myself, I just got to 50 once, now I just have to do it again. 71. Speaking of doing it again, the very next attempt went even better than the first one for the day, and it broke my previous record for the most handle switch aerials in a row, coming in at... No! I was at 90. This is feeling better. After that promising start, things went downhill. I had a string of really bad attempts. Take 46 didn't even get to 10. Then I got 5 right after that. Then 2, 6, 7, 2 again. On take 54, I forgot to count again. And on the next one, I didn't even get to 1. I stopped for a minute to think about what was happening. For some reason, I was kind of just throwing the Balisong and hoping I'd get to 100. I wasn't starting every single take with intention, and I wasn't focusing on what I was doing. Taking some time to stop and think really helped, as the very next try, I got all the way to... 78. And 15 takes later, I got my personal record so far, coming in just 3 aerials short of the goal of 100.
90?
7. I was so close and I really wanted to finish this challenge, but I had already done more takes this day than the previous, and it was evident from my performance that I needed a break. I was feeling motivated though, since I had gotten my highest yet of 97, and overall I had more attempts over 50.
Take 85.
After that rough streak, I refocused and gave it one last shot for the day.
61.
I missed 2 days and the third was almost over, but I wanted to get in at least a couple of tries before the day was over. As you can tell, I didn't bother setting everything up properly to record, as I wasn't planning on doing more than just a few tries. Luckily, over these 3 tries, I did check the framing and throw on an extra light, because on take 89, well, I'll just let you watch what happened. While this is playing, I wanted to bring up something I didn't realize when I set out on this challenge, but pretty quickly set in once I had a couple attempts behind me. Getting a high number of aerials is much easier than getting to a specific goal, like 100. Because when I decide just to see how many I can get, I can throw it until I drop it. I will mess up, but as long as I get some high number, that's a success. I've proven I can throw a lot of aerials in a row. But for this challenge, I have to get 100 in a row without messing up to succeed. No progress is made until I get that final clip where I complete the challenge. I mentioned earlier this is an endurance challenge, but really it's a mental challenge. Doing the same trick for about 2 minutes isn't that physically difficult, but it's very discouraging to start a new attempt knowing I'm going to have to take the next 2 minutes to focus intently on doing the same trick over and over, where one tiny mistake means I have to start all over from the beginning. Before I started recording for this video, I was curious if 100 was even something I might be able to do. With no preparation, I just picked up a bally and did as many handle switch aerials as I could and got somewhere in the mid-60s first try. I immediately thought maybe 100 was too low and I should aim for the goal of 500 or maybe 1,000 aerials. But that's insane. I did some rough calculations and that would be like 20 minutes of nothing but continuous aerials. Physically, that's not too bad, but that would take a ridiculous amount of attempts. Besides, I cannot imagine getting to over 900 aerials in a row, dropping the bally, and having to start all over with nothing to show for it. And speaking of dropping the Balisong near the end of a very long challenge and having nothing to show for it, I won't be doing that anymore.
Let's go. You know, I never thought I'd be the type of person to throw my Balisong after a clip, but
Here we are.
you probably noticed from the counter on the top of the screen, but I did not get 100 handle switch aerials. I got 101. So it's official, the record has been set. 101 handle switch aerials in a row is what you have to beat. And if you do beat that record, please DM me the video and I'd love to see it. Or if you're not trying to beat the record, just let me know in the comments how many handle switch aerials in a row you've gotten. And this video was gonna be my 100th video, but it worked out a little bit better because now it's my 101st video. The reason for that is I actually had a better idea, which, as I mentioned earlier, is I did a face reveal and I announced that I now have a Discord server that you can join right now, and I'm hosting a meetup in the Northeast Florida area, which you can join. So please DM me if you're interested in that. There's more details in the video, which you can check out on screen right over here. And I hope to see you on the Discord server or in person.